time and time again is public participation. Please, I would ask you, my Lord, to look at all those values, because the impeachment motion which was before you was enforcing those other values they don't care to mention. I rest my name.
Thank you.
How many councils are here in the Senate? How many will be addressed?
Yes, if it pleases you, my lords, I will go first. I will address the Senate, the court, for about 1.5 hours max. And then my other friend, Mr. Mukele Moni, will go after me. And then Mercy Kanji will conclude by analyzing or submitting on case law and responding on various legal questions. I will try, my lords, to ensure that...
How much time do you want to spend through?
A maximum 1.5 hours on my part. 1 hour, 1.5 hours maximum. I am normally very brief.
No, I'm asking how much time do you want to spend as a unit?
2 hours. I think 2 hours. 2 hours should be sufficient. 2 hours, 2.5. Yes, 2.5 hours max.
That will take us to what time?
That's about 6:30, 7 p.m. Which is early.
I think we will proceed and adjourn at 6 exactly. When the time reaches 6 p.m., we will automatically stop and go home.
Yes, thank you, my lords. My lords, if I may start by just setting out what we have filed as Senate. We have filed a replying affidavit by the Honorable Clerk Jeremiah Jegenye, and the affidavit is sworn on the 21st of October 2024. It is filed in E565 of 2024. My lords, the second document on record is the affidavit by Jeremiah Jegenye, sworn on 21st October 2024. It is in E0.
The same day.
21st October, yes, but we filed it in different files, yes. So now then, we have written submissions dated 24th April 2026, filed on 25th April 2026, and lastly, in response to the application, in response to the affidavit of Dr. Konyo, we have filed an affidavit of Jeremiah Jegenye, sworn on 11th May 2026, and our friend Mr. Mukele will deal with that part of the response. I just want to bring the court's attention to 2 points before I commence my submissions. But what we are dealing with here is a serious national question, because the impeachment of a deputy president was undertaken or is undertaken directly under the Constitution, because no act of Parliament has been enacted to separate or to modify the impeachment of the deputy president from that of the president. And my Lord, I will then ask the court to note that the impeachment therefore questions the authority of the president, hearing deputy president, under both Articles 131 and 147 of the Constitution. My Lords, under Article 131, the president is the head of state and government, exercises the authority of the Republic with the assistance of the Deputy President and Cabinet Secretaries. He is Commander-in-Chief, the symbol of national unity. But, my Lords, in terms of the functions of the President, this is important, my Lord. The President not only performs functions described under Article 132, but these functions, my Lord, include national functions, security functions, but also international functions, functions that include engaging heads of states, signing international instruments, and presiding over international meetings, such as the one we witnessed yesterday. My Lords, Article 147 is instructive. It then says, my Lords, that the Deputy President shall perform duties as assigned by the President. Which means, my Lord, that the Deputy President, while in office, performs those duties that are set out under Articles 131 et sec. As he is the personal assistant, principal assistant to the President, and shall deputize the President in the execution of presidential functions. Well, why am I citing these articles? 147, 131, 132. It is because, my Lords, you have been asked in petition E565 to set aside or to find that the impeachment of the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, was undertaken in violation of the Constitution. My Lords, I move straight to Article 145(7). My Lord, in spite of the processes as defined under Article 145, I wish to read Article 145(7). It says, once the motion has gone through the National Assembly and is considered by Senate, it states, my Lord, if at least 2/3 of all members of the Senate vote to uphold any impeachment charge, the President, hearing Deputy President, shall cease to hold office. Any, my Lord. The charge may be a silly charge, it may have no substance, it may not bear on certain provisions of the law, but once it is passed by Senate, then the impeachment is final. My Lord, the import of the provisions of Article 145(7) is that, my Lord, once Professor Kindiki was sworn in as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, that was an act final. It was a final act because the impeachment was final. In pari materia, my Lords, petitioners have submitted and are inviting this court to consider the possibility of nullifying the process that finally led to the impeachment. And in various prayers, my Lords, they have sought compensation. My Lord, any finding by this court that takes back the Republic to the pre-impeachment time, my Lord, that is to 17th, when the impeachment occurred, my Lord, would create or breed a constitutional crisis. Why, my Lord? Because it would then question various acts of state. It would question various acts of states prescribed under Articles 131 and 132, would question those acts or actions that would have been undertaken by the Deputy President.